Okay, hi everybody, Miss Weber here. For science today, you're going to begin your celery stalk investigation. And I'm going to show you that next. Before you start your investigation though, you're going to need to set up your notebook. So a good scientist will not only set up investigations and conduct investigations and experiments, but it's important that you take notes and write your observations down correctly, just like a scientist would. So before you even start your investigation today, I want you to set up your notebook so that you're ready to go, okay? So remember, with your investigation, you're going to need some water, 2 cups, 2 pieces of celery, preferably with leaves on the top, and I'm gonna show you that in just a second. And you're also going to need some food coloring, okay? So blue food coloring is the very best. If you don't have blue, you can use red. Those are the 2 colors of food coloring that I recommend, okay? So to get started in your notebook, you want to put the date. So you're doing this on Monday. Today is September 28th, 2020. So you're gonna want to put the date. You also want to give your, in your science notebook, your science journal, you want to give today's investigation a title. So we're gonna call it Celery Investigation. So you give your work a date, and then you give your work a title. Now, you don't have to write with a marker. I'm already kind of smearing this because I'm a lefty. I'm doing this so you can see what I write. So you are welcome to use a pencil or, anything like that. But I wanted to make something that I could write with to show you clearly what I have here. So the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to have a space for a drawing. So you're going to draw the setup. So when you set up your celery investigation, after you do that, I want you to stop and I want you to draw a picture. Not only are you going to draw a picture, I want you to also color your picture, and I want you to label your picture. So you set up the investigation like I'll show you in the video. Then you draw, color, and label in your notebook. Draw, color, and label the investigation. Then you're going to write what you observe. Okay, you have to use 2 words, control and variable. You have to use those 2 words in your writing, okay? And I'm going to tell you what those words mean in the video demonstration that I'm about to show you. So I'm just going to kind of draw a shape of what a paragraph might look like. So please don't draw this shape in your book. I want you to actually do the writing. But what you're going to write is what you observe. And you must use 2 words, control and variable. I'm going to spell those words for you now so that you know. Control is C-O-N-T-R-O-L. And variable is V-A-R-I-A-B-L-E. So, just to show you, I drew a picture. This is what a paragraph would look like because we would indent, and it would be several sentences of what I observe, and those are the 2 words that I have to use in my observation, control and variable, okay? All right, now, there's one thing left to do. You're going to make a prediction. Now, I explain this in the video you're about to watch. I explain what to predict. Okay, because you're going to set the investigation up, you're going to wait 24 hours, and you're going to come back and observe again. So at the end of today's setup, I want you to make a prediction. What do you think? What do you think your celery is going to look like after 24 hours? Now, but I have the date, I have a title, and then I have my space to write a good paragraph of what I observe, and then I have a place to write my prediction. Do not copy this. You're going to really write what you observe. You're going to really write what you predict, okay? So that is how you set up your notebook. Your next step is to watch the video. You can pause it if you're doing this activity along with me, or you can watch the whole thing and then you can set it up with your grown-up at home. You're welcome to do this however you want. I'm really hopeful that you guys will all be able to actually do this investigation at home so you can see it. It's one thing to watch me do it in a video, but like it's a much better experience if you can actually do it at home. So please let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing your awesome notebook later on, okay? Hey everybody, Miss Weber here. So this week in science, you're gonna do an investigation. And in this investigation, you're going to need a couple of things, okay? We're gonna do a celery stalk investigation. And you're gonna need a bunch of celery. Actually, you don't need a bunch. You really just need 2 pieces. But I'm gonna show you how to choose the right pieces of celery. You're gonna need 2, I have glasses here. You can use plastic cups. It's best if they are clear so you can see through them, okay? You're gonna need some water. And you're gonna need some food coloring. And I'm gonna tell you, blue food coloring is the best. So I'm only gonna use blue for this, okay? So, with your celery, we're gonna, celery is a plant, okay? And we've been talking about structures that plants have to help with their growth and their behavior and their survival and their reproduction. So with celery, this is a plant, and I actually have kind of taken it apart a little bit. But celery grows, into the ground. And it usually has leaves coming out. This celery came from Kroger, so it's already been, the tops have been cut off a little bit. And the bottom of it is where the roots would be, the part that would be in the ground. So the part of the celery that we usually eat is this part here, and that's the stem. Now we know that the stem is a structure that a plant has, and we learned that the stem is like an elevator, right? Those nutrients go up and down through the stem of a plant. But in this case with celery, it's actually a stem that we eat, which is pretty cool. So we're gonna study the celery. And what you wanna do for this, what we're gonna study is the inside of the celery. We're gonna try to see if we can figure out what's going on inside this thing. So when you get your celery, I want you to work with a grown-up at home, and you wanna find 2 celery stalks that are similar. So that's why mine's already kind of been taken apart, because I already went through here to find 2 celery stalks that are similar, and these 2 are pretty similar. It's best for them, they don't necessarily have to be the same height, but mine are, and they're actually about the same color. If you can do that, great. If not, it's okay. But you definitely want to try to get pieces of celery that have those leaves on them. So these actually came more from the inside of this bunch of celery right here. So you want to try to get some pieces with leaves on them. Now, another thing that I did was I kind of trimmed off the bottom a little bit. You can kind of tell I trimmed it off a little bit. The celery that is not trimmed off is more curved, and that brown part is on the bottom, but I did trim it. So have your grown-up at home help you trim that celery, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna, with this investigation, you're gonna have, I'm gonna teach you 2 new words. One is control and one is variable, okay? So when we're doing an investigation, the control group is the group that is going to kind of stay the same, okay? So for the control, we're gonna put a little bit of water, not a lot, just plain water, and we're gonna put our celery in there, okay? So that's our control group, that's it, okay? And then I'm gonna put that on the side, and then with the other part of our investigation is the variable. So the variable is a part that changes, so we're gonna make some changes here. Now the reason we have a control and a variable is so we can compare them, which is what we're gonna do at the end of this activity. So you have your food coloring here. You're gonna put in maybe like 2 or 3 drops. You don't even really need a spoon to stir it up, because you can actually use the celery stalk itself, okay? So this is how you set up this investigation, okay? You have the control and you have the variable. Blue food coloring is the best. If you don't have blue, you can use red, and that's fine, okay? So we are going to, what your job is now is you're going to, in your science journal, you're going to draw a picture of the setup of this investigation, and you're gonna label it, and you're gonna write what you observe. So I want you to use the word control and the word variable in your observation, okay? So your job is to set up your celery experiment, your celery investigation. If you can't do this at home, you can just watch me. So you just saw me do it. So you're going to observe what you see, and you're going to draw and label a picture of this investigation. All right, I want you to use the word control, and I want you to use the word variable in your observation, all right? And then you're gonna come back later, and we're gonna observe what happens after 24 hours. We're gonna wait till tomorrow, and you're gonna observe the changes in these celery stalks, okay? Okay, guys, I almost forgot one other thing I want you to do. In your science journal, you're going to not only draw and label this investigation that we have started, but you're also going to write what you observe, what this looks like now. You're going to use lots of great details. You're going to use the word control and you're going to use the word variable to describe these two parts of our investigation. And this is the part I forgot. I need you to make a prediction. What do you think is going to happen after 24 hours? So tomorrow when we come back to observe these celery stalks, what do you think is going to happen? What's going to be different? What might change about them? And why do you think so? Okay, so that's your job. Along with writing what you observe, you're also going to make a prediction. Okay?